Hey, what's up, dudes and dudettes? JRPG Bro here, jumping back into more Ghost of Tsushima, enjoying our new game plus run here. We recently took care of some of Yuna's side quests. She has 4 total side quests in the second island here. We're really focusing more so on that second island. All the side quests, our main characters, they have their own tales, as we've seen throughout the game so far. And our ultimate goal right now is to kind of focus on doing all of them right now. I believe we are getting ready to wrap up Yuna's storyline here with the quest line called Message in Blood. This will actually finish out her storyline, and would also, if we were playing our first playthrough here, it would also pop us a trophy for completing Yuna's storyline. We did mess around with our our armor set a little bit there. Not much, just wanted to mess around here every once in a while. I want to keep it fresh. That probably wasn't the best idea, jumping down there, but we did it anyway, and of course we ended up needing to go in here.
Got our message. This was his answer. He said to meet him at a camp near the Kushi border.
He'll pay for this. We will bring him to justice.
You've brought nothing but death.
It is our duty to exact revenge. We'll take it from Altan or die trying.
That's the duty of a samurai. Yuna's just a thief. And thieves have no honor.
We'll make this right. I swear.
Your promises are just like you. Worthless.
Let's get the horses.
You know we're riding into a trap.
I know.
Needless to say, that was definitely one of the a more
focus has to
brutal
be Altan.
cutscene that I've seen in this game
Whatever
in
happened
terms of like
between you and
character
her,
development
can't
stuff.
get in the way.
That was
Don't
just rough.
Ichi was a slave at the Mamushi farm. It's where we met. She looked out for me and Taka. Shielded us from the worst. She's the reason we escaped.
She chose to do that. You don't owe her anything.
That's not all of it. We swore to get out of that place together. One moment, we were all running. The next, Ichi was screaming. And I kept running. I abandoned her, Jin. I owe her my life.
Why didn't you try to help her?
Taka and I were children. I was sure they'd kill us.
Some children stand up to monsters. And win.
Not a day goes by that I don't regret my choice.
What's done is in the past. You have to let go of your guilt. It will only get in the way when we face Altan.
I don't let anything get in my way.
And I know a lot of people,
careful.
personally,
You don't know
I've
how many
seen
men
people
Altan
saying
put
online that they hate
Where
that
the
some games
bastard's
have
hiding.
a lot of cutscenes. Ghost of Tsushima does a great job with limiting cutscenes.
Stand and fight me!
Of course, I say that as we enter a cutscene, but the game does do a lot of character development through the characters talking to each other. Like we just saw Yuna, we got a lot of Yuna's backstory there to an extent, with Ichi and the situation going on there just by riding our horses. So going from point A to point B, we got a lot of our character development, some new information about our characters, which I think is pretty cool. I like when games do that, but at the same time, I don't like when games do that. I prefer the cutscenes personally. I don't like it because we're kind of really focusing heavily on completing a certain task, and here we are, you know, trying to figure out what is being said and why it's being said while we're playing this game. We're sitting there like, okay, I'm trying to go here and do this. Why is it like this? So right now we gotta wipe out some Mongols here, I guess. the logic here is that if we kill enough Mongols right now, we'll bring out Altan, and then we'll get into like a duel-like fight with Altan. Altan being like a boss character. We're going to get what we've been getting with our boss encounters here. So that's going to be an interesting scenario we're going to have to deal with. And needless to say, I'm not really deeply concerned about it. I think we'll be fine when it comes to it. And I like how Ghost of Tsushima approaches their boss fights. They really do approach boss fights in a different style here. Right now, we're just kind of sneaking around here. Ultimately, we want to do as much stealth as possible, kind of limit the hordes that we have to deal with. Not that combat is challenging. It does require some skill, but if we're stealthy enough, we can limit the amount of actual enemies that crowd us by a lot. And that's our ultimate goal, is we want to do that. And then, of course, we do have the Ghost Armor. The Ghost Armor does instill fear in our enemies. And when our enemies have that fear, they're more likely to run. See, this is what we want to avoid altogether. There's, what, 4 or 5 of them in this general area. 4 or 5 is not bad. But when we're talking about like 5, 10 enemies all in one area, or an entire enemy camp in one general area, that's where we get a little extreme, and that is what I want to kind of avoid at all costs. I don't want to be having to really just worry about so many enemies. And I know Altan's gonna pop out at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Altan! I can cut down your men
Still
all
working
day.
on taking out all these guys here. And like I said, it does take some time for us to really do this. As frustrating and furious as it is sometimes.
Altan.
With another pack of dogs.
Altan. Face judgment for your crimes.
You cannot judge me. You murdered your own people.
The Mamushi brothers and the Black Wolf are traitors.
Is that your excuse? Your reason to become the ghost and kill? No wonder the Straw Hat Ryuzo turned on you.
Enough! It's time to finish this.
You do what you need to survive.
And the one thing that's I always find very interesting about these like duels here is that we have access
Spies of are doing the
to
same.
like our abilities that we have from the mythic tales. Like we have the Heavenly Strike. We do have access to that. We don't have access to our like kunai and bow and arrow. It's all just like a duel, one-on-one duel with our swords. So we really have to kind of mix and match our sword styles to match the enemy we're dueling against, and we do have to use our special techniques as well. And sometimes we might need to conserve our resolve. We might need to use our resolve to heal. I mean, we're not doing... oh, there we go. See, I just jinxed myself here. We were actually doing really good. We actually had him down pretty far. And this guy's got a decent amount of armor. And I don't want to blow through our resolve doing the Heavenly Strike either. I know, like, a lot of people say, just spam the Heavenly Strike. And yes, I could easily do that. without any problems, but my concern is not dying. His sword attacks,
more
as you
lies,
can see,
Zoltan.
hit really heavy.
I know what you are.
And he's got a big chunk of armor that we have to work on. I think we're actually really close here. Hold on. And it looks like just taking out Altan, now we have to take out all of his, his Mongol guards or whatever you want to call them. So that adds this element here where killing these guys will build our resolve. We use their resolve to heal ourselves. Obviously, you would do this if your resolve was low. If you needed to build resolve for health, that's what that's for. But that was a bit of a challenge. Not really as much of a challenge, but we're going to talk to Ichi and wrap up this quest line, though.
To the others. Now they're afraid the ghost will come for them next.
Good people have nothing to fear from me.
What do you believe, Ichi? Are we monsters?
I think you did what you had to. Goodbye, Yuna.
Don't let what Ichi said bother you.
I don't want our own people afraid of me.
You can't expect everyone to understand what you're doing, or why.
No. But I wonder if I've crossed a line.
If we have. We are on the right side of it.
And that wraps up Yuna's side quest, her series there. Usually we would be popping that sweet trophy right there for the completing Yuna's 4 tales there. Obviously, we're not going to pop that since it's New Game Plus here. And obviously, the only 2 trophies we have are, completed New Game Plus, as well as doing, purchasing something from the new creepy guy that we saw in the very first portion of New Game Plus. So right now we can focus on Norio's story. We have 4 Norio. We're on the 4th Norio quest here, coming at the Birth of Suffering. So we have to head over to Kushi Temple. Actually, it's not that far away. That's probably part of the reason why we picked that one. I'm probably gonna get lost. I easily get lost here. There we go. Just gonna kind of cut over to it. Save some time. But yeah, taking care of this. Norio has some more quests here in this section of the map before we move on to, like I said, our main storylines. And like I said, there's 3 major storylines that we have to focus on, and 2 of them are pretty straightforward. Maybe 1 or 2 stories in general. But the other one is the long one. That's the meat here. But let's go see what's going on over at the temple here. I didn't think there was going to be... There's a whole horde of Mongols here. Oh my god. I did not expect to see this here. This is going to be fun. This is absolutely, the best day ever. We got a whole horde of them here to deal with here. Can I just roll around and just killing them? I don't know if we have to take all of them out or if we take a certain number of them out. I mean, obviously, this is a regular temple here. There's not really going to be much help here outside of Norio. And we know that the NPCs really won't do much in terms of anything like that. The NPCs, I don't think actually... Maybe they don't kill people as they just swipe at Norio. Actually, it looks like they actually do.
Centuries of wisdom lie within those walls, and the Mongols were ready to torch it all to the ground.
They attacked for a reason.
The temple gives people hope. The abbot's been telling people to pray for a great storm to wash the invaders from our home. Now the abbot's missing, and the brutes stole the most sacred relic in Toyotama, a statue of Buddha carved at the temple's founder. My brother would have recovered then. He would have given these monks hope before they ran for the hills.
And we honor his memory and restore the temple.
The Mongols stole the statue of Buddha from the main hall.
And the abbot?
He and his closest followers fled. I'm hoping they found shelter. I'll see to the monks.
Do you know of any supplies in the area?
No, my lord. But Kami will lend you aid if you pay your respects. Find the Torii gates, follow them to a shrine, and take what is offered.
They say a charm blessed by Kami can change one's fate. I could use that kind of help.
Where would they take it?
The statue is here.
Yes, my lord. The Mongols stole our sacred Buddha and rode off toward the coast.
We'll return the statue and save this temple.
Not even your brother could keep that promise, Norio.
What was that about?
My brother fell to a Mongol blade. Enjo the Guardian dies, and these monks are willing to give up everything. They're cowards.
They're people.
Enjo feared nothing. He wasn't even 20 when he saved this temple from bandits.
Now it's up to us.
Did we just take care of like a story mission in like a minute? I felt like that was like a really short one because we just did the birth of suffering. Now we're doing the cause of suffering. That's like two different quest lines there, and that's really fast. Like I said, some of these story missions here vary in length greatly from a few moments, a couple of minutes, like 5-10 minutes to longer.
Sora, come on! You're angry.
How can you tell?
You're not talking.
It's that bunk. He doesn't know the whole story about my brother saving Kushidera.
I heard
So right now we're
Enjo
gonna
back
ride
along.
with
That's
Norio.
the legend. In reality, he ordered 3 of his bravest monks to challenge the bandits.
A distraction.
A sacrifice. They died in battle, but only after giving Enjo enough time to flank the bandits and save the temple. My lord, over there.
So,
What happened?
I was following the Mongols, begged them to give back our Buddha.
Where did they go?
Out of the forest to the hills.
May your next life be more peaceful than this one. He gave his life for his temple, like my brother.
You would do the same.
So right now we gotta find the Buddha statue here, and this is somewhere where we can easily get lost. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely, I always have a hard time here in these like bamboo forests. Is that what these are? Bamboo forests. I always have this like really hard time trying to find anything. I very easily get lost because everything looks the same, and I'm gonna pop up here on the map real quick and kind of get an idea. We're definitely in the right area. using the winds, it's gonna be useless. There's no exact direction for us to be in, so we're kind of like screwed. So I'm hoping we're in the right area. I feel like we are. So we're probably gonna have to kill these guys real quick, or not. Maybe. I thought there was people there. It's just an empty campfire. But we are in the right area. That's the big sign there. We are within that, like, that radius, that circle. That kind of tells us we're along the right path here. So I guess we're going to have to kind of wander around a little bit further here. Right now we're just going to kind of start, you know, doing a little killy kill here. There we go. Obviously, unfortunately, we didn't really have a stealth option available in this situation here, which is, I think, kind of sad that we didn't have that option. But I mean, like I said, it is what it is. Nothing we can really do about it. As much as I wish we could have. Hope that we can get through here without really dying or really getting hurt. That was a big jump. It's a shame that actually hurt us. Kind of just hoping we can actually, you know, survive here. I don't like the guys that are throwing bombs. That's the result of what happens. You really get really kind of disoriented from that. That's a blinding light. There are, like I said, certain enemy types really just get on my nerves because they cause things like that to happen where your screen gets all this like massive bright light. And what's crazy is if you're playing in a dark room, it really like messes with your head, which is probably what it's intended to do. But even still, like, I hate it. Like, I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say, yeah, I don't mind it. But no, I actually legitimately hate that that's the thing that actually happens when you're playing this game. So right now we gotta kind of find the statue. I think we actually took out everybody that we need to take out in this this area here. So all we have to do now, like I said, if we find the statue, that should wrap up this quest line in theory. I don't know if they're going to make us lug it back to the temple or not. If they do, that'd be pretty masochistic, if you think, because we got to lug it back, and you know, we might have some more enemy encounters. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen exactly. I just know that we're going to find the statue because we have to. It doesn't really give us an idea either of where the statue is. So if you're trying to figure out where it is,
carved from a star that fell from the heavens centuries
I can't really tell you 100%
nothing else
certainty
like it on
because
the
I don't
island.
really know.
Let's get it back to
And
the
now we
temple.
found it.
Enjo became the guardian when bandits attacked the temple. They came for this statue.
It's priceless. Probably survived many such attempts.
How many more people have to die protecting it?
You want to let it be stolen?
No. But the temple is filled with treasures. It provokes greed and envy.
Lord Shimura brought me to see it when I was a boy. I was sure the sculptor must have met the Buddha in person.
When I was a boy, my family traveled here to make an offering for the new year. That's when Enjo and I decided to become monks. I used to know what I fought for.
We fight for a home.
Maybe so.
So it looks like we got another one of Norio's quests unlocked now. And like I said, Norio's side quests kind of focus on the whole being a monk and everything that kind of goes in with it. If you haven't noticed, they do kind of pass. They kind of like change it a little bit. There's nothing like just all just the one thing and that's it.
Yeah,
So
but
this this one here, it's actually a little bit further away.
To help
No, it's not.
resist
It's
the
literally
Mongols
right
in
here.
Toyotama. But when they attacked, he escaped.
The battle was chaotic. Might be difficult to track them.
There's a farm nearby that supports the temple.
We'll start there.
These are dark times, my lord.
I was there.
It would be wise for
Mongols
you
had
to
taken
seek
it
aid
over,
from Kami.
But I put an end to that.
Their shrines lie beyond the Torii gates.
Sometimes I wonder if they hear our prayers.
They're always listening and watching. If you persist in your efforts, they will answer.
Thank you. I'll keep trying.
These are dark times, my lord. It would be wise for you to seek aid from Kami. Their shrines lie beyond the Torii gates.
Sometimes I wonder if they hear our prayers.
They're always listening and watching. If you persist in your efforts, they will answer.
Thank you. I'll keep trying.
This reminds me of another time Abbot Kome went missing. The temple was divided by a feud between our senior monks.
What were they fighting about?
I don't remember, but it seemed important at the time. The abbot disappeared for a week. We dropped everything to look for him.
What happened to him?
He hid from us on purpose, and we stopped fighting in order to find him.
He's a cunning leader.
Another time, my brother and the healer, Hochi, were fighting. The abbot started carrying a rock everywhere, arguing with it night and day. Hochi and Enjo were so embarrassed, they reconciled.
How did your brother feel about the abbot?
Enjo respected him, like a father.
If the Mongols capture the abbot, it could work out well for us. It sounds like he tricked them into giving up the invasion.
You're beginning to understand Abbot Kome. The abbot is the only one holding Kushidera Temple together. If something happens to him, the monks will abandon Kushi.
I'm sure we'll find Abbot Kome there. Fire!
Coming from the farm.
Well, this is not a good sign. Obviously, fire in a building is never a good sign in the first place. Obviously, also, let's keep in mind the fire is not really, is kind of put out here. So now we kind of have to search here. Let's see if we can find the...
Norio.
I'm drawing a blank here. The abbot in this area here. Let's see.
Tsushima. Never. Not even when the Jito fought Clan Yarikawa. Must have been a shock.
Is it the abbot?
Bastards love their fire, don't they?
So right now we're definitely checking the burnt buildings. We gotta do examination here. This is just dark.
Water barrels.
How can Norio tell by looking? No, I don't mean anything wrong here. Just by looking at that burnt body, if it was Yabbit or not. That's just kind of a weird thing to be able to just tell by looking at a body that's, you know, blackened to a crisp. But
He protected himself with wet bedding. Escaped out the back.
Maybe he survived.
then we gotta kind of start putting two and two together here.
Whoever survived the fire went this way.
Then there's still hope.
Footprints are heavier, farther apart.
He was running.
Fight me!
What's he looking at?
Okay, so we have to be going in the right area here, since we just ran into some Mongols here. Because I don't like having to search for tracks. Searching for tracks really frustrates me a bit because I don't know exactly where I'm going. We're not Geralt of Rivia here, where the tracks are highlighted in red for us after we see them. We kind of just have to kind of keep an eye on them and kind of walk along the path of them. I know, like, that's just petty right there, but I mean, it is what it is, you know, to say the least. So right now we're kind of following these tracks here, and what do you know, more Mongols. I wouldn't try to sneak up on these guys, but I highly doubt that will be an effective strategy since they all see us. So let's see if we can kick this guy off here. Nope, I messed that up. In case you guys are wondering, yes, there is actually, I believe, I don't know the exact details of it, there is a trophy for kicking an enemy off like a cliff. In case you're wondering, you do have to get to a certain level of, I guess, of a skill point here. Let's take a look at this edge, though.
Blood on the rocks. Is that a cave?
No. Is he?
I'm sorry, Norio.
Without his leadership, the monks will leave. And the temple will fall. The Mongols won.
What's that next to him?
A Lotus Sutra. Written in the abbot's blood. His final act.
Like a samurai's death poem.
The point of this sutra is that we can all be Buddhas. From the lowest peasant to the greatest noble.
Written with his dying breath.
Not for himself, but for those he left behind.
Show the sutra to the monks. If they see the abbot's devotion, they might stay.
And this is the sutra the abbot wrote in his own blood. A final act of devotion. A call to
So that
stand up
should
to
take care of
cruelty.
another Norio
A
story.
call to stay and not surrender.
We will honor the abbot's sacrifice, Norio.
We must not let Kushi Temple fall.
Enjo the Guardian saved us once. Now his brother and Lord Sakai have saved us again.
And together we can defeat the Mongols.
Thank you guys for watching our Ghost of Tsushima Let's Play. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll have more Ghost of Tsushima coming your way, as well as other titles in the near future.